How can talent agencies effectively handle intellectual property rights in their dealings with artists and other creatives?
Intellectual property rights has become an ever increasing part of the law. You'll find a lot of big names have got protection by way of a trademark, either their logo or their name. Agencies need to be aware of what rights are out there on behalf of their clients. To give an example, we've involved in a couple of matters recently where there's been a breach of an intellectual property right. Often the talent does not necessarily know what those rights are. And sometimes the agency doesn't know either. And that's where good lawyers come in because they can advise on intellectual property matters and where there's a breach. We're starting to see a lot of kind of copycat stuff. There are now a lot of YouTubers out there that are making good money and others using social media and can have copyright in an idea or a kind of feature that could be what's known as passing off. So there was a very famous, one of the most recent cases that was a copycat idea was John Sullivan, very famous writer for the well-known TV program Only Fools and Horses. He was the main script writer and he had rights over that particular brand, Only Fools and Horses. And his company, Shazam, I think it was called, found out that there was an organization that was running like a dinner party, but the characters were all from Only Fools and Horses. And so they were in effect capitalizing on that brand. You'd go to a dinner show and there'd be all the sort of characters there, Only Fools and Horses. And John Sullivan, through his company, prosecuted an action against that particular company that was supplying the product of an experience with Only Fools and Horses having dinner. And he won very handsomely. He won handsomely on a breach of copyright and also on a passing off. And it is important, in my view, for agencies to have intellectual property is a tough subject, but they've got to have some idea as to how they can protect their particular talent. And interestingly, a lot of the YouTubers and the new ones that are now monetizing their sort of fame and notoriety because they've got maybe 1 million followers, a lot of them actually do have very good knowledge themselves. They learn very quickly as to what their rights are. And so really, I would say anything to do with intellectual property, agencies should have a good knowledge, even if it was a noddy guide, just have an understanding of what the phraseology is like, whether it's a copyright breach, whether it's an intellectual property patents breach, whether it's a trademark, whether it's a passing off, having some knowledge, and then probably just having good lawyers, in-house counsel, if not available, if in-house counsel is not there, just having their go-to law firm that they can quickly resolve these matters. And if somebody's infringing intellectual property, they know that there's a lawyer there that can come in hard, shut down a breach, threaten an injunction.